Right. So we've so far been using an online editor, the p5js editor, but there's other ways of developing, JavaScript. So I'm going to show you one way that you can do this locally. Um, you're going to do two different things. One is a text editor of some sort. I use brackets. It's really made with the web in mind. You can download it from brackets.io. And when you open it up, it looks like this. Nothing fancy, right? Um, this is where I'm going to write my code. And the other thing that we're going to need is the p5js library. So if you go to p5js.org, you'll find on the website this thing over here that says download. And down here, you'll see p5js complete. So if you click on this and you download it, now I'm just using brackets because that's what I like to use. There are many other options out there. Some people like to use Sublime Text. It's a really popular one. Other people use Atom. Some people use Visual Studio Code or VS Code. Really, it's your choice, whatever you're most comfortable with. I'll show you one of the reasons why I like brackets in just a moment. So this is the file that was downloaded. It was a zip file and unzipped right here. So inside of this folder, we'll see there's a couple files. One of them is called p5js, one is p5min.js, premin.js, test.js. And then there's these two folders, add-ons and empty examples. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using this empty example folder, and we're going to be just copying that to make our new projects, right? So you always kind of want to leave the empty example folder alone. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy it and make a new one and rename it. I'll call this, first program. So inside of the empty example and also inside of my first program, you'll see that there's just two files. One is index.html and one is sketch.js, right? So sketch.js just has a setup and draw in there. And index, and we'll be getting into this. This is basically like the web page in which your P5 your sketch gets rendered onto, right? So in brackets, what we're going to do is we're going to say file, open folder, and navigate to P5, right? Say open that. Now we'll see over here on the left-hand side, I've got all the files that I was looking at before, and then this folder for first program, this other folder for add-ons, et cetera, et cetera. So this just basically gives us a tree view of that folder, right? So in first program, we can see here's the sketch that we talked about, setup and draw. And then in the index, we can see right here, and this is what is in every P5 JS sketch page, are basically the libraries that we need to download in order to render stuff on screen. So if you're familiar with HTML, we've got doc type and then the HTML tag and closing tag down here. And inside of the head, we've got a title. We'll call this, my first sketch, and some styling stuff. And then right here, you'll see that there's three scripts being downloaded. One is the p5js library itself. Another one is an add-on for a sound library. Now, you don't need this. In fact, I'm going to delete it because I know I don't need it. If you leave it in there, it's harmless. And then the last one is sketch.js. And so you'll see right here, this path is pointing up to this file, whereas this path right here refers to this file. So I'm going to save this, right? And then I'm going to go back into my sketch, and I'm going to write in create canvas. And we'll say window width, window height, and then background, and we'll give it a background color of, you know, some sort of purplish thing, right? Now, you're looking at this and you're like, okay, so great, now how do I actually see this? It's not on embedded in a web page or anything anywhere. The nice thing about Brackets is that it actually has a built-in web server that you can start up. And so that's what this little lightning bolt over here is. And you click on this and it'll say live preview. And what it does is, as it says right here, it'll open up a version of Chrome, and this is not Chrome in your version of Chrome. This is Chrome that's built into Brackets. And here we can see this is my sketch now, right? And so this is the address, 127001 is my local computer, and then it's opening on this port. We can see first program, index.html. Now any changes that I make in here, when I save, they should be updated live on the fly. So if I say ellipse, width divided by 2, height divided by 2, we'll say 300, 300, and I save it, there we go, here's my ellipse, right? So this is how you can develop stuff locally on your computer if you've got poor internet access, or you just don't feel like dealing with the online editor's way of handling files. But this is a way that you can develop stuff locally, and then you can put it up online later, right? So all you would need to do is just copy this and paste it into your sketch in the P5 editor in order to share it online.